So anyway, so we'll add the ano, buti na lang. Buti na lang nahirapan ako because I haven't recorded it, okay? Dito sa content, we are looking for jQuery. I'm sorry si Loren mamaya na kasi nahirapan ako. jQuery data tables that mean .css. Okay? Dapat pangalawa siya. Sometimes it will not work. They're not in the same order. Okay? Okay. Then after jQuery data tables, we will have font awesome. Font awesome. What will we use? We will use font awesome that mean .css. Usually the mean and the main file are the same. But we are using, bakit nagaganito? Anyway, let's transfer this na lang. No? So I'm still setting up now. I'm creating a new project. I'm still setting up my files. And then we'll have font awesome.all. Hirap talaga sa simula, no? Let's just create it, erase this, then close this, and then font awesome all. What do we need to do with all that mean? I think will work for font awesome. We'll add a custom.css. It's useful, no? We'll place it beside our bootstrap, which is in dito. So we'll add the ano, the custom CSS our ano. We also have a site CSS anyway. Bakit nawala? We do that again. Nandun na pala. Then so we'll add a custom CSS. We'll also include the site CSS na lang because okay. Okay. So aside from custom, we'll now need the jQuery files. jQuery 3.6. That should be in the same order. No, kasi hindi siya mag-work. They're not in the same order. So jQuery.js, that 3.6 that 0, that mean that JS. Okay. Ito. Okay. Put it there. Okay. Aside from that, we will also need the popper. Popper, that mean that's JS. No? It's easily found anyway. Okay, popper, that mean that JS. And we will need bootstrap, that mean that JS. Meron na tayong bootstrap, that mean that CSS. Okay. Bootstrap, that mean that JS. I think it's here. No? It's here. No? This order. Okay. Okay, so we have everything now. Okay. So meron tayong placeholder dito. What we'd like to do is transfer our menu. Okay? Transfer the menu that we had from the simple login. Anyway, let me do that, no? I-copy paste ko na lang, no? Galing siya sa ibang ano. Okay? Ang images pala, we don't have a folder for images. So kasi gagamitin natin yung images. Let's close this first. We'll create a new folder. images, no? Okay, and then we'll copy it from our previous project. So nandito yung images. We'll just drag it there, the images folder. But plus, naka-plus siya, no? So it means it will copy. So we have all everything there. So the main reason why I'm doing that, because I want to place all our previous all our previous parts in the main placeholder before the main placeholder. Okay. Ito, no? Before the main, this is the main placeholder, the div, no? I'm going to place all our menu here. So nandito lang yung ating navigation bar. Okay? Let's do the design view. So ito yung navigation bar natin, right? Do you follow? No? I just copy this anyway. So if I run this, bakit wala akong admin? Mali yung aking na-copy. Anyway, it will be easy to transfer, no? Let's run this. Let me copy it from the. Let's run this first, no? Kasi wala pang mga on-click. Okay? So from the nav bar, we are going to remove the on-click first, no? Bakit wala akong ano? Maybe I made the wrong, I copied the wrong ano? Kasi wala akong, I didn't see my, yeah, mali nga ito dahil wala yung, let me just erase this, no? I didn't have my, admin, may admin drop down. Remove natin ito. Anyway, let me save this first. And let me go to, let's open the previous project, no? Para hindi tayo mahirap, para sigurado tayo, no? Ito, with admin drop down. Anyway, okay. Ito yung div natin. Why don't we have an admin drop down? Ito, merong admin drop down. So I really copied the wrong source code. Okay. Let me open my project again. With site master. I hope you're following, no? Talagang ganito yung trabaho natin. Wala tayong magawa dyan. Okay. So take note, I have removed the main placeholder, and let me copy the, okay, the nav bar, the navigation bar, no? We will remove the ano, and then we will remove the, dito yung main placeholder. We will remove the handlers, no? Or rather the event handlers, no? Let's look at this. So this is our event handler, no? Book titles. Meron ba tayong let's look for some ano, home. Okay, we have home. And then the logout button, we'll have to remove the on click first because we don't have an event handler. Okay. You have any other on click? Let's look at the design view. Okay. So ganyan. Let's try to run this. So what I'm doing is I'm making a site master so we can have a placeholder where we can put the content without destroying our navigation bar. Okay. Ayan. So ito na yung ating ano, no? Do you follow? This is now our menu. Okay? This we have a logout and then we have a label which we'll use for the user. Okay? Do you follow? Then meron na ba tayong home? Well, we don't have a home. So anyway, since we can now create our home folder, and we can also even create our about. Meron ba tayong about? O wala tayong. Yeah, we have an about page. Okay, so wala tayong home. So anyway, what we do is we create a home page. Okay, let's do that. Okay. So to do that, we'll go to the site master. Ito yung site master, no? And then we will right click and then add new content page. Okay, they follow. Okay, so let's we will rename this as home. No? So ito ngayon, this will be home. We'll have to rename this again. So actually, there's a shortcut, no? All the files, no, related to the new ano. Then this our design. This will be home, home, and then our ASPX is code behind will be site master home. Yan. The code behind is home.aspx. Okay. Now this is our home page. Okay. And we targeted this to be under the main content. We cannot place an H3 para medyo mas. Okay. This is the home page. Do you follow? No? Let's write this. That's just our main content. No? So what we are making here is a web page with a fixed navigation bar and a fixed footer, even a fixed footer. Ayan. Do you follow? So, wala tayong footer, no? We'll copy the footer. Anyway, let's copy the footer. So we'll click home. So this is the home page. When we click about, this is the about page. Take note what happens to our what happens uh to our navigation bar. It's not erased. Only the designated content placeholder will change. Now, which means only this content is changed. Do you follow? Now, let's place the footer. Lagyan natin ng footer. In our site master, we'll put it in our site master. Okay. After the form. Before the form, after this div, no? Kasali siya sa form. So after the main content, this is our main content. Okay? We will have a footer which is fixed. Let's run this. So there are many other pages which we will just remove anyway, no? So now we have a footer. Do you follow? If you click home, so you have a footer. The about us, you will have a footer. Okay? The fixed footer and the fixed header. Okay? So we only change the main page content. Now, what we need is a login page. Okay? Login page tayo. So, kukopyahin lang naman natin yung ating login page. Okay? Uh, let me show you a sample login page. Nag-run pa. I'm sorry, it's still running. So, I hope you follow, no? I'm creating a main site with a content holder so that I can put my navigation bar above the content holder and my footer below the content holder. This is the content placeholder, and the body of my content placeholder will change depending on the web page that is being placed there. Okay? Any questions so far? No? Any questions? So, nakita nyo, itong main placeholder, no? Dito tayo maglalagay ng content. Okay? Let me show you a project which has a login screen, no? Ito. Ito na, ipakita ko na ito. This is with the master. Okay? Okay? So, ilalagay din siya sa main placeholder. Tanggalin na lang natin itong header, no? Okay? Para wala nang, anyway, let's do. Wala naman siyang, there's an empty placeholder at the header. Okay? So, therefore, we don't have to do anything. And this is how it looks, no? Okay? Ito yung login page. So, we'll just copy the source, no? Kopyahin lang natin ito. So, we'll now have a login page. This is the end of the content. Okay? We'll open our old project. It's the same. No, it's the same login that we have created in our previous project. No, right, master. Okay. Now let me create another content page. So a content page is different from the site master. The site master is the main page, which has a designated placeholder. Okay, and the content page is what you place in that content on that designated placeholder. Do you follow? So let me add new in the site master. Nasaan yung add? Add content page. Okay? Problema lang hindi niya natin. We have to rename this every now and then. We have to rename as login.aspx. Okay? And this will be our default page. Okay? Name this as login. This one also as login. And then in our main site master, we'll change this. This is the login. Ito ang login.aspx. Yes. Ito. Yes. Login, okay? So this is an empty page. Okay? So we'll put our login here. Copy. Kinopya ko lang. Then we will remove for the moment the on click, no, of the button para walang error. Okay? So now we have a login page. Okay, let's look at the login page. Okay, so nandito siya sa loob, no? Take note, it's below this, no? It's below the nav bar. Okay? Lee is here, so we'll just admit him. It's below the nav bar. Okay? And then we'll make this as our default page. How do we do that? We go to the site master and we get the properties, no, of the solution. And then our specific page is login. Si login. Okay? Let's run this. So, gumaganda na yung ating gumaganda na yung ating website, no? I hope you understand, no, the the idea of a site master and the content placeholder. Okay? So, ayan. Ayan si login ngayon. Do you follow? Yung una. What we'd like to do is, we'll also, pag magpunta siya sa home, we will restrict him. Maybe we can allow him to go to the home page and to the about page. But we will restrict certain parts which require logins. No? Do you follow? Do you follow? No? Okay. How do we do that? We have done that before, so we'll just copy the page. Okay? We'll just copy it anyway. So, kukopyahin natin yung code behind the login page. Okay? So, we'll go to our previous project. Ito. I'm just arranging this properly, no? So that we'll have a fixed uh, no, we'll have a fixed nav bar. We'll just copy this, no? Pahin ko lang, and then we'll add I'll add the code one by one, no? Hindi na lang natin i-copy paste from time to as a whole, because that's dangerous. Okay, it's very dangerous, no? So anyway, let me open that project. Okay, and we'll go to the login page. So ang ano natin dito sa login page is yung ating login event handler. So itong login, do you follow? So we'll go to the events, no? On click, we'll click this. So we now have a login. We'll copy this from our from our previous uh, so we'll have a clear session variable. Copy this from our previous project, no? Okay? Do you follow? Lagyan natin ng clear session variables. Okay? You know that already. We have to remove the session variables. And then we copy is there a txt username? Let me look at that, no? Let's just make sure that there is a txt username. It's this, no? This is, what's the name of this? Anyway, we've copied this. So, wala siyang ID. No, ito. This is the username. Okay? Let's look at the source. TXT username, yes. It's a TXT username and password. So, we have them already. So, we can look at the ASPX file, and this is the login click. So, I'm just going to copy the same. Okay? The same code which I have written before, no? And explain this briefly, of course, no? So ito, we know this already, right? So ganito. So ito yan. Una, i-clear natin yung session variables, okay? And then we get the username and administrator. If they're the user credentials from our database table, we already know that. And then we will take note merong errors because we have to use what SQL and SQL and data client. I'm just going to copy that, no? Dito kasi kailangan meron ganyan. Okay. Okay. So nawala na, no? Walang errors. Let's run this. So our default page is our login page. Sorry, no? Kailangan mabagal. So sa login page siya pumunta, no? Nag-default. Okay. So now I can now have type admin. Do you follow? So ito lagyan natin, 'di ba? So lagyan natin ng ng code. Okay. So we'll put that anyway, no? Okay. So, nilagay na natin, no? And then, after the login, what will we do? We would like to put the username in the site master. Okay? So anyway, saan tayo pupunta? Sa home. Dito sa home. So now, after the login, we'll go to home.aspx. Okay? But I'd like to change the username. Let me look that up from my previous code. I'm sorry, I forgot, no? Kasi hindi ko talaga to ma-memorize, no? So I just have to look at my previous code. Okay? Kasi kailangan nating lagyan ng after the login, okay? We'd like to put in home, no? Let us look up home. Kasi dito sa site master, we will have a label, di ba? Okay. This one. So gawin na lang natin itong button. Instead of a label, we'll just use this as hello a button so that we can change this actively. Kasi kung label lang, hindi natin pwedeng, ano, is it a label there? Pwede natin ano kung label lang, no? As long as it's an ASP label. Okay? Okay. So we have that here now. What happens to log in at that ASPX? We'll go to redirect at home, and then at home, what will we have? Let me check the site master. Nandito sa on ano. Okay. On page load. We'll have to include this in the page load of the site master. Okay? This is the site master. Kayain ko lang. Okay? We'll copy that later, no? The others. And then we'll leave this blank, no? Later. Pwede na ito. Kupahin na natin itong ano, itong author management button which we have before. Okay? Ang view books wala. Ang btn below hello user, we'll have to remove that, no? But we'll just say, asan ba yan? Wait, hello. Where's the hello? Yeah. Pihan ko na muna ito. And then anyway, we need to have a btn hello user, no? Let me put that in the notepad first. Anyway, hindi ko na ito kailangan. Because this time, it loads, okay, the site master loads every time, no? So anyway. So ito, ilagay ko ito sa ano, below besides the login button. Okay? It's very difficult to retype from the scratch, no? So this time, I'm just really copying from one place to another. Okay? Here's our site master. Ito yung ating ESPX. Let's close this. Dami na nating na-open. Close all muna tayo. Kita ang dami nang na-open, no? As long as what we know what we're about to. Let's close this, no? We may get confused with this. Dapat isa lang yung in-open niya. Okay, let's go to site master. It's not the mobile part, no, hindi itong mobile. Ito. Okay. So, yeah. Babaguhin natin ito. No? We'll remove this and we'll put the, we'll copy the, okay, we'll copy the link button. Okay. It's just a button, but we'll just need to change the, okay. So this is our site master. And then in our login.cs, in the site master onload, no? Kopyahin na natin yung onload ng site. We'll have to do this quickly, no? Sitemaster.cs ito. On page load, we'll just copy this. Yan. Ito. Okay. This is the on page of the load map of the site master. Do you have everything? Yes. I just copied it from our previous project. Wala namang curly ano, so it must work. Ito, wala itong mga buttons na to, no. Okay. Yeah. We'll comment this out for the moment. View books, we'll remove this. And then ang logout kasi ilalagay natin 'yan. Ibabalik natin. Okay. Wala tayong view books pa kasi, ano. So, hindi pa nakita yung ano, no, not visible yet. Let's say admin. Let me log in. So, nandito na, no? Do you follow? No? Wala pa tayong logout handler. Anyway, I'll put the logout. What I'm just doing is I'm copying code, transferring it to a master site so that we'll have more convenience, no? When transferring from one page to another. Ito. And eventually we will create a backbone, ano, that we can use for all of our applications in ASP.NET. Do you follow? So we'll have one more break and then we'll have our last session after the break. Okay? Any more questions? No? So don't go away, no? You just save this.